back to my YouTube channel. My name is Rebecca, for those of you who don't know me. This is episode number 2, so please help support my little channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications on, where week to week I hope to bring a little bit of knowledge to help inspire and motivate so you can live a full, intentional, and healthy life. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about my fitness journey. Some people already know, but some people don't, and it's something that it's a story that I love to share with people, because sometimes people are pretty receptive, especially women, when they know that I have 2 kids and that I make time to take care of myself. And this is the whole purpose behind this channel. I'm very passionate about just kind of like giving my knowledge to other people and share what has helped me with my fitness journey. So like I mentioned before in the past video, I have lost over 50 pounds and I've kept it off roughly around 10 years. The reason why I say roughly, because I did gain a little bit of it back, and then I shed it off, and then I started shredding. But we'll talk a little bit more about that. But before I continue, please, once again, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And hopefully week to week, you guys will be joining me so I can teach you a little bit more about what I already know and what has worked for me. I would like to give a disclaimer. I am not a professional. I am not a doctor. So these are some things that have worked for me, and maybe they'll work for you. And I think that if something isn't working right now and you live an unhealthy lifestyle, chances are that the tools that have helped me will help you. So stay tuned as I put out episodes on week to week, and please comment your feedback. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys would want to hear, or if you guys want me to post workouts, meals, whatever you think that might help you that I already know. Please don't be shy. Like, comment, and shoot me a message. When I decided that enough was enough as far as me being overweight, I wasn't always overweight. I remember when I was a little kid, I was just like a yo-yo. I was up and down. Like certain years I was really skinny, other years I was chubby, and other years I was just overweight. And when I got married, I was real skinny. I think I was like 115 pounds. So I was real skinny. And I had a little bit of knowledge on what you should and shouldn't eat, but nothing really substantial. I remember just always knowing at an early age that I wanted to one day be fit and be healthy. So in middle school, I started counting my glasses of water. I was very anal about it. I would drink 8 glasses of water. And to me, that seemed like I was doing my body a favor, which I was, but I didn't know much, you know? So throughout the years, as I grew older, I knew that one day I really wanted to be healthy and fit. Especially when you're bombarded by magazines and movies and things where you see all these thin women with beautiful bodies. But now, looking back, I'm more focused on being healthy. So when I got married, it was probably a year later where we decided to have our first baby. And I put on 50 pounds, I believe, with my first baby. And when I had him, I shed a little bit of weight back, but I stayed a little overweight. And then a few years later, we decided to have another baby. So I got pregnant. With my second baby, I was at my all-time heaviest. I hit the 200 mark on the scale, 200 pounds. Where at the time, I didn't really connect that was a lot of weight. So I remember just kind of getting really overweight, which put me at 70 pounds of weight gain. That was heavy. So for me, who I'm like 5'4", give or take, that was really at my heaviest. So after I had my second baby, I remember feeling really, really sad when, you know, you start seeing yourself without clothes on and you poke your belly and you see it jiggling and you just, I remember just kind of feeling trapped in a body that didn't feel like it was my own. And it took me, I think it was a few months already into, my baby was already kind of fairly big. He was a few months old, and I had already, it was like a part of me had already kind of given up. I said, I'm gonna be that person who's overweight and I'm gonna have to accept it. But in my own personal thoughts, in my private moments, I would cry and I really wanted to be at a healthy weight. I wanted to be healthy. So I slowly turned into the I wish girl. Every single woman that was thinner than me, it could have been at the grocery store, it could be at the gas station, it could be on TV. For me, I was always the I wish girl. I wish I was as skinny as her. I wish I was as skinny as her, and she's not even that skinny, but I'll take her body over the one I have. I wish. And I was constantly comparing myself, which now looking back, I realize how self-destructive that was. And it was just something that constantly just flooded my brain, and it was always on my mind. And at the time, my baby was fairly small, and I had another little boy who was 2.5, I believe. So, and in my house, my sister lived there with us, and she was what you call a skinny, overweight person. And what I mean by that is that she was very skinny, but she was so unhealthy. She was constantly just eating. She had Oreos all the time. She loved to buy bags of that chewy, laffy, taffy candy. She loved fast food. She worked long hours, so when she would come home, she had fast food or she would bring home something. And it was something that was in my face all day. And sometimes her and my husband at the time, they would go get burritos or anything, and I would join in on the fun, only to be left to feel like crap after. So I remember my moment that I decided that I was gonna make a change was one day. My sister was in our office from our house, and I was sitting on the couch, and in that couch in that office, there was on the side, there was a mirror, like a big mirror. I don't even know why it was there, but there was a mirror. And I remember sitting down and looking over, and I remember that my belly just going so far out on top of my legs. And I remember just immediately just getting so sad. And my whole body language slouched over, and I told my sister, I'm always going to be overweight. And my sister turned around and she said, no, you're not. No, you're not. Listen, I'll help you do your research. I'll help you. Just don't give up. You have 2 kids. You have to be happy. You have to be healthy. We have to get you out of this funk. She went out and bought me a Jillian Michaels DVD. And if you don't know who Jillian Michaels is, she's a badass. She was a part of The Biggest Loser the first few seasons, and she was intense. Like, she was like no messing around kind of personal trainer. She was always yelling at them like, no, and give me more jumping jacks, and she was just legit. So my sister went and got me this, and the DVD was called Banish Fat, Boost Metabolism. So it was a 45-minute video, and I remember it was broken down into 8 circuits. And I was so unhealthy and so overweight that at the beginning I would only get through like I think it was like a few days that I would get only through like 10 minutes of the video, because I physically could not finish it. And I remember that I would sweat. There was moments that I would cry and I would curse her out. I would be like, just shut the hell up. Like, I hated when she would start yelling on the DVD, but it wasn't because I was mad at her. It was because I was so angry that I was this heavy that I couldn't even finish 10 minutes of a 45-minute video. Excuse me. So still, I kept on being consistent, and I started focusing on drinking a gallon of water a day. I quit sugar, cold turkey. I just quit it. I said, I don't want to be overweight. I want to feel good about myself. And it made it so hard for me because I quit sugar. I wasn't touching fried food or hamburgers. And the reason why it was so difficult was because my sister would come home, and sometimes even my husband, and they would sit there and eat their crap food, and I would just focus on eating healthy. And there was times that I remember getting Oreo cookies because I was so focused on the goal. I would get Oreo cookies and I would stick in my mouth and I would chew them, and then I would spit them back out in the garbage, just because I didn't want anything unhealthy coming into my body. I was just so focused and so driven. And pretty soon the 10 minutes turned into 20 minutes of the video being completed, and then 30 minutes, and then 45 minutes, and then I would finish 45 minutes, and then I would continue doing another video that I would pull from YouTube. And it was just something that became addicting for me. And it took a total of 3 months to lose 40 pounds. 3 months. I remember just being on cloud nine. I was so excited. I would look at how much weight was coming off of my body, and I was pumped. I said, how far can I take this? How far can I take this? And a few months later, I went down at my smallest size I had ever been, which was extra small. But I was skinny. I was really, really skinny. And since that DVD was pure cardio, I had no knowledge about weight training. I just assumed that weight training was gonna make you look bulky and like a guy, and that's not that wasn't the end result that I wanted. Not really knowing, but this was how far I gotten, and I loved how small I was, but I just had a lot of loose skin. I just remember my arms being flabby, even the little bit of skin that I had just being flabby. Even my breasts were kind of like saggy, and my legs were skinny, and I didn't have much of a butt. And time went by until I just started doing my own research. And a friend of mine who was my coworker at the time, he told me, don't be scared of losing weight. Of lifting weights. He said, that's just, a lot of women think that lifting weights is gonna make you look like a guy. You need to not be afraid, start lifting weights, and start meal prepping. And I had already started meal prepping, and it was something that was so foreign to me, to cook on a Sunday for your lunches to take to work. That sounds weird, but I didn't care. I was so driven. I was so focused and trying to better myself for my kids. And I remember buying a different DVD series. It was a Body Beast, I believe, and it was a weight training series that involved, I think it was like an hour-long video, and it was all about weight. He taught you the basics of weight training, and all I had was 2 sets of dumbbells and a rusty old bench that was in the back of my house, which I think it only had like 10 pounds to carry. And I started to do this DVD, and I started seeing a little bit of muscle definition. And that was one of the first times in my entire life that I knew what definition was. And I said, what is this? Oh, wow. Is that my bicep? And I remember kind of becoming a little bit obsessed with flexing. So everywhere I went, if I was with my family, I was flexing. Have you seen my muscle? Have you seen my muscle? And it wasn't that I was cocky. I was just so proud of my hard work. And in all my pictures, most of my pictures, if I look back through Facebook, like most of my pictures, I'm like, because I was so proud. And then I started paying attention to other parts of my body. Like, wait a minute, like if I can do this to my arms, what can I do to my legs and my butt? And it just became something where I just kind of like little by little started just getting the hammer and the nail until it was, I'm not exactly sure how long after that DVD, I had bought that DVD, I started going to the gym. But I still remember the first day that I went to the gym, I was terrified. It's so intimidating to go into a room where most of the people in there are men who are buff and grunting and they're throwing weight around. I still remember the first time I went in there, I used the machine wrong. It was like a slanted squat machine, I guess you could call it. And I did it backwards and I hit my leg and I bruised my leg really bad, to where it got stuck on me and I had to sit there and ask a stranger, excuse me, can you help me pull it up, please? And it was so humiliating, so embarrassing, but I didn't care. I was not in a position to stop going. I went the next day and I marched in there again and I started lifting weights, and I had no knowledge of lifting weights. So I started just going on YouTube, going on Pinterest. I would write out my workouts on index cards and I would put, like, if it was leg day, I would say leg day today. This is what I'm gonna work out, and I would carry it in my gym bag. And if I wasn't very familiar with the lingo, so if something would say, for example, like a squat or something, and I still didn't know what a squat was, I would literally draw stick figures on there to show me the exercise. And if I felt like the form was off, I would go on YouTube and look at the proper form. This became such a big addiction for me that it turned into a passion. And pretty soon people started noticing, like, hey, Rebecca, you look great. What are you eating? What are you doing? Where do you work out? And all of a sudden I was just this magnet for people who were trying to turn their life around. And you know, now almost 10 years into it, I can honestly say that I'm in the best shape of my life. Like, it does feed my ego just a little bit when I go to my son's school. He's in middle school and his friends will say, man, your mom's fit. And I'm proud of that. I really am proud of that because I worked so hard to get here. It's taken a lot of discipline to say no to pizza, to cake, to cookies a lot of the times. I mean, I eat those things from time to time, but it's not something that's part of my lifestyle now. This is a part of my lifestyle, and I wouldn't change it for the world because now my son's going to the gym. He's only 13 and he absolutely loves it. My little one is talking about when he gets older, he wants to be in good shape and he wants to be healthy. So for me, that's one of the most rewarding things. Now, I don't compare myself often. I think naturally we're prone to do that, especially as women. We're bombarded by so much on social media, on magazines, on TV. I do from time to time fall into that hole where I'm like, oh, like I wish I had her abs. It happens on rare occasion, and I think part of the reason why it happens on rare occasion is because I'm really satisfied with my lifestyle. I like what I eat. I like how I treat my body. And it shows in my energy. I work 4 a.m. shifts, so I'm up at 3 a.m. and I'm in bed. I know I should be sleeping more, but I'm in bed by like 8:30 or 9. I'm working on that because it's part of being healthy also. Sleep is very important. So I hope that by me sharing my journey of how I lost over 50 pounds and have kept it off, I'm hoping that today is the day. If you said 2020 is my year, and then 2020 came and you started off with a few days of good eating habits, and then you got discouraged after week 2, and now you're back to your bad eating habits, and you're back to just not working out, not going out on the walks that you were taking, I encourage you. I'm talking to you. I encourage you to stop it. Stop. Just stop. Any excuse that you have, kill it right now. Decide. Just like I decided over 10 years ago that enough was enough, let today be your enough. You are worth investing in. If you're single or if you have kids, or if you don't, or if you have even doggies, it doesn't matter what your walk of life is. It doesn't matter if you're male or female. Today is the day that you decide to get healthier for you. If you want to be a better doggy mom, a doggy dad, a better mom, a better dad, whatever, you cannot do those things if you are not taking care of you. Let today be the day that you decide that tomorrow you wake up a little bit earlier and you prepare your lunch and you eat a wholesome meal and you start working out and you finally go to the gym that you've been paying for over a year. And it doesn't matter if you're scared. The people there are doing the same thing that you are gonna go in there for. Do not pay attention to them. Focus on you. Just do your homework and follow my channel, because I will show you what I've learned. And if it helps me, if it helped me, it could help you. So remember, let today be the day that you decide. Please like and please comment below if you decided today that today is the day that you're gonna make better choices for yourself. Thanks again for joining me in my bedroom. I'm hoping that you guys keep on subscribing to my channel and listening to what I have to say. In my next video, I will show you what tips you can start right away so help you get a quick start on your healthy journey. So please don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification on. And thanks again. Have a great day. Bye.